What's going on, YouTube? I am back. Was gone for the weekend, holiday weekend. Hope everybody had a good and safe weekend, like I did. And just wanted to talk about a subject that one of my YouTube friends had posted, and this is a response to the Mount Vernon Kids video of should villains become heroes, or vice versa, should heroes become villains? Now, when a villain is iconic as, say, Lex Luthor, or Joker, or Bullseye, or someone like that, I think those guys should stay villains. You can definitely, make them act a little different. You can, evolve them. You can, give them different personality traits and things of that nature. But as far as completely changing their character, I don't think they should do that. Because guys like Doom or Luthor, they're not going to change. They're just they're too arrogant for the most part. They're way too arrogant. They and they just make great villains. They always, they'll help out sometimes. They really will, but they always have an ulterior motive to what they're doing. So in my opinion, I don't mind if they change a villain to a hero, just as long as it's a villain that really hasn't been in the business for a long time. Like I said, iconic villains, they should stay villains. There's no reason for them to change. They were born to be villains. They were just made to be the hero's enemy, and that's how it should be. Like I said, you can have them do different things and whatnot, and they don't have to necessarily fight their arch nemesis all the time. Like in Action Comics right now, Lex is going around the world. He's fighting other villains. Doom's always getting into it. He's always fighting some Marvel hero. It doesn't matter who. Joker's pretty much just the same right now. He's still, after Batman, but he's been acting a little different lately. Like, you can do stuff like that, but don't completely change the character to being good. It doesn't. I can't talk. This does not apply just only to comics. It happens a lot in anime. Let's take an iconic anime, Dragon Ball Z. When Vegeta first showed up, he was a villain. He was a good villain too. And as the series went on, Vegeta changed his ways. He went from being that guy who wanted to be immortal and rule the universe, to being a very valuable asset to the Z Warriors, stuff like that. And Piccolo as well. Piccolo was he was a bad guy in the beginning. Look what happened to him. He turned around. And they do that a lot in anime, actually. Where they have like a character who's evil. They start out evil at first, but they become part of the team. It's happened a lot in stuff like Naruto, and even in stuff like Bleach or something like that. It happens a lot. So, but then we can take the flip side. Should heroes become villains? Now, Daredevil recently is really surprising me. They've got it. Marvel's got it where Daredevil's pretty much is going to become a villain, and to some degree, I can see Matt Murdock's kind of way of thinking, because if there's one person who's been screwed over in the Marvel universe, it is Daredevil. Daredevil has been dealt so many bad cards that it's not even funny. So I can kind of see his anger and frustration and kind of going down that dark route, but still, I don't think he should stay a villain forever. I don't think he should go around and start killing, targeting good guys and stuff like that. I don't think he should do that, but you could have it where he decides, what, I'm just gonna go full out and just start killing people, because how is that gonna affect Matt Murdock? He can't be a lawyer anymore. He's pretty much just changed his whole life around. Like I said, it doesn't just apply to comics, and it's happening in anime too. Look at Sasuke. He was dealt a lot of bad cards, and he's pretty much gone to the dark side. One of the most iconic villains in movies was a good guy at first. Anakin Skywalker, I should say. Did I say Star Walker? Wow. Anakin Skywalker was a good guy, but he got turned over to the dark side, and he's one of the most iconic villains in movies, Darth Vader. And it's crazy, but it's also interesting to see how these characters become what they are. I always love when they kind of go to a villain's background to see what made them become what they are today. And it's also very helps the story out more. Sometimes you kind of feel for the villains. Some villains are just like Captain Cold. Captain Cold is ruthless and all that, but he's kind of got a little morals to him. He doesn't like drugs. He always tells the other rogue members, if I catch you with drugs, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like that one issue where I forgot who it was. One of them had they were taking some type of drugs, and he's like, if you want your nose to bleed, all you got to do is come ask me. And he punched him in his nose, and he told him, he said, what did I tell you? No drugs. Villains like that I can kind of sympathize with, but then there's just villains like they're just pure, straight evil. There's no hope for them to be redeemed. Like Joker pretty much is the best example I can think of right now. Those type of guys just really are not redeemable. They've tried, putting him in Arkham Asylum and all this and that, and he's just not going to change at all. But yeah, and getting back to the heroes becoming villains, I really don't like when they do that. Now you can have them where you can have the heroes do something a little out of line, like killing. If they don't normally kill, you can have them kill and kind of reap the benefits. But as far as just they've been doing this a lot in Marvel. They just say, hey, let's do something new. Let's make this guy a villain, or let's make this girl a villain, or do something really out of character and just changes the outlook of the character. Because some of these characters are really, kids kind of still look up to these characters, and once you change them like that, they're probably thinking, hey, maybe I can do that one day. Maybe it's not such a good idea to be a hero because it's so hard and stuff like that. I'm not saying, I know kids nowadays very rarely read comics, but I'm just saying, the kids that look up to these characters, they're probably wonder why did that happen to this character and whatnot. So my thoughts on that is, I don't mind this stuff, but I don't think every character should do that. I don't think every character should just switch up all of a sudden out of the blue and just change their whole characteristics, their whole way of thinking, just because of some money making hoax that the companies try to come up with. Just to bring in the dollars, they got to do something new, and they feel that, hey, we got to do something really out of character that's going to get the people talking and just completely ruin the character, which is what I'm thinking they're going to do with Daredevil. I hope that they can explain it in a good way so that I can buy it. But so far, I'm not liking what they're doing with Matt Murdock as becoming a villain. Like I said, if there's anyone who would become a villain, it should be Matt. But just the way they're going about it, I'm not liking it. And that's my thoughts on this subject. I am out, YouTube.